Hello, I'm Master Sergeant Curry. I'm the Air Force Reserve Officer Recruiter. I'm here today to talk about what we're looking for, what the process involves, and whether or not you may or may not qualify. We're looking for four main categories. I'm looking for chaplains, engineers, lawyers, and commercial grade pilots. In order to be eligible, you have to have a 4-year degree, preferably in a category that lines up with what we're looking for. For chaplains, your bachelor's degree doesn't necessarily matter, but what does matter is you either have to be enrolled in a Master's of Divinity program composing of at least 72 hours or have a master's degree in divinity already. Thus for chaplain. For JAG officers or lawyers, you have to have your law degree, at least 1 year of litigation experience and courtroom experience, and you have to be in good standing with the state bar. For engineers, you have to have an engineering degree. Sometimes we can take construction management or something along those lines if you have very strong engineering courses and math courses. But primarily, you have to have either electrical, mechanical, or civil engineering degrees. If you got anything outside of that and you got a very strong commercial construction background, that might be a maybe. But other than that, it's probably not going to happen. For pilots, the degree doesn't necessarily matter. You just have to have one. What really matters is that you have to have your private pilot's license and at least 100 hours of flight time. To be competitive, you need to have more than that, preferably your commercial pilot's license, just because even though there is a need, we don't have a lot of seats in our schoolhouse, so competition is very fierce, especially with the layoffs and furloughs with the airlines. You're fighting and competing with commercial professional pilots, and just coming up with, oh, I got 20, 30 hours isn't going to cut it. You're just not marketable enough. We do differ from active duty in our pilot standards because they get a lot more seats than we do. We have to be very, very selective, and we can be choosy just because of the amount of competition that exists there. And outside of those four categories, if you're looking to become an officer, probably not going to happen with us. My recommendation is to go the enlisted route, talk to your local active duty or Air Force Reserve enlisted recruiters, and go that route, because nowadays, especially in the reserve, we are promoting from within a lot more often. So your intelligence officers and finance officers and aircraft maintenance and security forces, all those guys are promoting from within. So they're taking people that are already existing in their unit, that have their degrees, have been there, established themselves as leaders, and they're putting them into those officer leader positions. So just coming out and having a degree and becoming an officer is very rare these days, especially in the reserve. We are the premier branch of choice for a reason. We have very, very high retention rates, and it's very competitive, so you got to be on the top of your game. That's all I've got. If you feel like you fall in one of those four categories, by all means, give me a shout. We'll talk and go forward from there. If not, talk to your enlisted recruiters and go that route, establish yourself at the unit, and then potentially become an officer in the long run. But again, I'm Master Sergeant Curry, and that's all I got for today.